All right, and you may continue with the witness.
One final question regarding this neck wound. If you were to set aside the other injuries in this case and simply look and examine the neck wound on its own, by itself, is that sufficient to cause the death of Tania Wise, so if she did not receive immediate medical attention?
Yes.
Okay. And part and parcel to your autopsy, is there a process by which a blood standard is collected?
At the autopsy examination, we do collect a blood standard DNA sample.
Okay, and what is the purpose of that?
It could be for anything, for comparison with other DNA, for comparison with evidence, for anything that might come up in the future.
Okay, so if investigators find a blood spot and they don't know the identity, would they be able to take the blood standard and then compare it to see if there's a match?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to show you what has been marked as states number 144. Do you recognize this? And you can open it up if you need to.
This is an envelope that contains post-mortem evidence collection, Tania Wise, her autopsy number, and the date of the autopsy examination are on the envelope, and my initials are signed on this. So this would have been collected at the time of the autopsy.
Okay, and is that the blood standard of Tania Wise?
I can't see inside the envelope, but this would be an envelope that would be in. This is a
Okay.
DNA standard envelope.
Okay, is the packaging consistent with that being a blood standard of Tania Wise?
Yes,
Okay, and are your initials actually on that?
yes.
Okay. Does it appear to be in the same or substantially the same condition that it was in when it was collected on August 25th of 2018?
There are other initials and other tape on here that have been added since I did this.
Sure.
So it's been to other places, but the envelope, yes, is in the same type of condition, yes.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Your Honor, the state moves into evidence exhibit number 144.
Any objection? We'll bring it to evidence without objection.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, doctor, now I want to turn your attention to the baby, Josiah Wise. And I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 138 for identification purposes. What are we looking at here?
During the autopsy examination, as we open body cavities, we take photographs of things that are, any findings, internal findings. This is the abdominal cavity of Tania Wise opened, and that large object you see there is the uterus, the womb, and it is extremely enlarged because of a pregnancy.
Okay. And turn your attention now, and we'll move ahead to Exhibit 139. What is that?
This is a photograph of the womb opened up. The head of, inside this amniotic sac, you can see which is still intact. There's a fetus, a near full-term fetus. The head of the fetus is toward the birth canal, the vaginal canal, so it would be in a head-first type of positioning, and it's a near full-term fetus.
Okay, so it was head first into the womb, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And exhibit number 140,
This is the baby after I've incised the amniotic sac and I'm removing the baby from the body. You can see that this is the same position it was in. Full-term child with no abnormalities noted. Full-term fetus with, near full-term fetus with no abnormalities noted.
okay. And exhibit number 141,
This is the fetus, Josiah Wise, on the examination table. You can see that anatomically is well-formed male fetus. All the weights and measurements are consistent with the estimated gestational age of 38 weeks.
okay. Exhibit number 142,
And this is the back showing there's no abnormalities, nothing abnormal about the development of this fetus.
okay. And exhibit, finally, the last exhibit is 143.
Again, this is examination of the fetus showing that it's well-formed, all extremities are well-formed, hands, feet, fingers, and toes are all well-formed, head and face are well-formed.
Did you weigh the baby and measure the baby?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe your results?
The weight was 5.22 pounds, and the measurement was 20 inches in length.
Okay. And I believe you said that there were no abnormalities, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Based on your autopsy as well as your review of Ms. Wise's medical records, is there any indication that this was anything other than a healthy baby boy?
No.
This was a healthy baby boy.
Yes.
Okay. Did the baby live after Ms. Wise died, or did they die at the same time? Can you provide some detail on that issue?
At this gestational age, that infant, any infant or fetus inside the womb is dependent on the mother's blood flow for nutrients and oxygen. When the mother has died, that blood flow stops. So the infant doesn't die instantaneously, but as it's depleted from oxygen and blood flow, it would die after she died, in a matter of minutes.
Okay. And what was the baby's cause of death?
Well, this was an intrauterine fetal demise, and it was an intrauterine fetal demise due to the maternal death due to blunt and sharp force trauma.
Okay. And final few questions. Based on your training and experience, could the head injury to Tania Wise have occurred before the neck injury?
It could have, yes.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Thank you very much.
Cross-examination?
Thank you, Judge. Just very briefly. Ma'am, you said that you reviewed Ms. Wise's medical records.
Yes, I was given medical records to look at.
Okay, and did that include her records from her OBGYN?
There were some OBGYN records, yes.
Okay, and you are aware then at the date of her last appointment with her OBGYN on August 13th of 2018, that they estimated that the fetus was 31 weeks gestation. Is that correct?
I don't recall that from them.
Would it refresh your recollection if I showed you her OBGYN's records from that date?
Okay.
Permission to approach the witness, Judge?
One minute.
Thank you, Judge. You'll see the date right there,
Yes,
and then the
August 13th.
highlighted portion right there.
Gestational age, it does say 31 weeks.
Okay, so on Ms. Wise's visit to her OBGYN, who had been monitoring her pregnancy the entire time, on August 13th of 2018, her OBGYN noted that the baby's gestational age was 31 weeks. Is that correct?
According to those medical records, that's what they put in their medical records, yes.
Okay, and that was her OBGYN for the entirety of her pregnancy, correct?
I don't recall, but possibly yes.
Okay, would you like to see all of his medical records?
No, thank you.
Okay.
If that was her OBGYN, that was her OBGYN.
Okay, and also on that record that I just showed you, the estimated date of delivery for the fetus was October 15th of 2018, is that correct?
I don't know if that's correct or not.
Would it refresh your recollection again if I showed you the OBGYN's records that you reviewed?
I don't know if I reviewed those specifically, but you can show them to me.
Sure,
yes.
permission to virtual administration. Thank you. It's right there in the circle part.
Yes, it just says, it does say 10/15/2018.
EDD, estimated date of delivery, correct?
That's correct.
And, ma'am, in your review of Ms. Wise's OBGYN's records, you learned that she had something called SVT.
Yes.
Okay, can you explain to the jury what SVT is?
SVT is supraventricular tachycardia, meaning that the heart can go into a rapid beat.
And it can be potentially fatal for the mother and the fetus, is that correct?
It's potentially fatal, yes.
Okay, and that's why Ms. Wise's pregnancy was actually a high-risk pregnancy.
That, along with, I think that she had had a previous C-section also.
And just one final question, I think that you said this when you were talking to the state, but there was no independent injury to the fetus, correct?
That's correct.
No further questions, Judge.
Any further questions from the state?
The difference in gestational age of the child, does that affect the cause of death for the child?
No.
No further questions.
And may Dr. O'Neill be released from her subpoena at this time?
Subject to recall, sir.
You may step down subject to recall from the attorneys. Please be sure to have a contact number for them to get in touch with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our lunch break a little bit early now because the attorneys have some business to attend to outside of your presence to keep the case streamlined. And counsel, if we could get 12:45 suffice, we got done a little bit earlier than I thought. 12:45. So take your lunch break. Don't discuss the case with anyone. Don't do any research whatsoever. Please leave your notes there. Let's aim at 12:45 coming back into session. Thank you. The jury has exited. Before we break, there was that issue that the state mentioned earlier about taking testimony outside the presence of the jury to establish the unavailability of Ms. Lim, I think it was. Lim?
Yes, sir.
Did you want to do that at 12:30 perhaps?
I don't know if I can get my witness here in time.
Okay.
I'll try to get her here as quickly as I can. I just don't know.
Well, it might be convenient just to, since we got the time, or
Yeah.
I don't know when you were planning on putting on her testimony.
Yeah. Either today, we might be able to get to it tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll come back at 12:45 then.
Okay.
We're here. Enjoy your lunch. We'll see you at 12:45. Go off the record.
Okay.